so long, they haven't run around all night.
Let's start, because I know there are a lot of questions in the room. I'm going to start with this young woman in the back. Christine, if you could give her the mic, thank you.
Hello, congratulations. It's such an honor to speak to you and have you in the room, Ms. Miranda. You are now seen as a 21st century Sondheim and Shakespeare. You really are. And I mean, what do you want to say to the young artists of today who now look up to you as you looked up to Sondheim and Shakespeare?
Oh, I've said plenty. It's time for them to start saying things. Honestly, I spent 7 years writing this, so I want to hammer that home a lot. Kicking beats from the cells. Here's my writing, but honestly, it takes a long time to get it into this kind of shape. And that's an enormous act of faith, isn't it? We have tragic acts like today when you realize, tomorrow is not promised, and yet you endeavor to write things that you know are going to take years. And so that paradox and that sort of schism is sort of in all of it. But I want young people to start writing. That's why we have 20,000 students sing Hamilton every year, because I'm really excited about what they're doing.
Lynn, we're going to take the next question from this woman here on your left, in the second row.
What do you think Hamilton would think of Trump?
What do you think of what?
Hamilton would think of Donald Trump.
Oh, that's a great question. I have no idea. I think Hamilton would be too busy looking at the lights, being like, "Oh my God, electric lights! What's even happening?" I'm not read up enough on the political campaign. I have been living inside the Richard Rodgers Theater, so I can't give you an astute political answer. But I think the show speaks for itself pretty well.
Lynn, we're going to take the next question from this gentleman with the mic.
Yeah.
When did you write that sonnet, and did it replace a previous speech that you had planned?
No, I hadn't written anything going into today, and I hadn't heard about today's events until after our turning rehearsal. So when I'd always kind of had this time between rehearsal and tonight to sit and think about what I would say if I was lucky enough to be called up, and it sort of informed all of it, obviously. We live in this world where beautiful and horrible things exist at the same time and sometimes on the same day. And so you can't let that go by. You can't let that moment go by, particularly when theater is the cornerstone of theater doesn't exist without the LGBTQ community. It's the cornerstone of our industry. It's heavy in my heart today.
Lynn, the next question is going to be in the back. This gentleman with the mic, all the way to your left.
Hi, Lynn. How you doing? David Blaustein from ABC News Radio. I have a very disappointed 6-year-old at home. My 6-year-old daughter begged me and was angry with me for not taking her here because she just wants to meet you. And everybody indulge me for a second. A couple of weeks ago, I'm sitting down at the table, I'm eating breakfast, and she comes up to me and she sits at the table with this excited look. Daddy, I have this great idea. I'm going to give you all the money in my wallet so you can buy me tickets to see Hamilton. Adela, how much money do you have in your wallet? $35. Well, I said a couple $1,000 more, and maybe we can do it. Now, I'm just telling you that because I want you to give my daughter tickets. But besides that, what is the craziest thing someone has told you to try to get tickets for your show?
Not much. I mean, I get a lot from the woodwork department. If an email starts with, "Hey, long time no see, I know you're busy, but," that's pretty much when I stop reading the email at this point, because I know it's someone who just found out about it, and we've been here for a year and a half. But I will tell your daughter that we'll have twice as many $10 seats at the top of the year, so she could see it twice if she wins the lotto, with $5 for something else.
Lynn, we're going to take the next question from this man all the way on your right in the first row.
Yeah, congratulations, Sean Crew, JP. You drew inspiration from Chernow book for this and lots of musical styles. What's the weirdest place you drew information from?
This has everything I had inside me. There are arcane references that I'm not even aware of until someone on Twitter points it out to me, and I go, "Oh yeah, I was probably thinking about that when I wrote this." My favorite conscious one is there's a podcast I love from three brothers from Huntington, West Virginia. It's called My Brother, and Me. Great job. And they're hilarious. And so one day I found myself writing Unless in their exact vocal cadence. So to Travis and Griffin and Justin, great job.
Lynn, the next question is going to be from this gentleman all the way on your right.
Hey Lynn, what's going on? Speculating about your exit from the show, I'm just curious what you will miss most about playing this role.
Let me preempt that question with, I will leave sometime this summer.
Yeah.
The answer to that is, flash forward to a few years when you were going to be so sick of me playing Hamilton. Because I've written a role I cannot age out of. Hamilton lived till he was 40 some odd. Ted Neely is still playing Jesus, and he's double historical Jesus' age. I intend to drop in on this thing. I feel very lucky that I've built something that I can drop in on over and over again. So I want to cut to like 20 years from now, you're like, Lynn, when will you stop playing Hamilton?
Lynn, we have time for one more question. This gentleman with the mic all the way in the middle.
Lin,
Straight ahead.
Lin, Diego Arias from Telemundo. If I could ask you two questions in Spanish.
Seguro.
¿Qué significa esta noche para ti, para nuestra comunidad hispana? Y la segunda pregunta es, ese mensaje tan hermoso o esa canción que escribiste en tu discurso, cuéntanos un poquito en español sobre esas dos cosas.
Bueno, yo no me conté de los eventos de hoy hasta que terminamos ensayo esta mañana. Yo no había escrito nada para esta noche. Y preparando lo que iba a decir, si estaba afortunado a llegar hasta acá y llegar con esto en la mano. Los eventos de hoy estaban muy fuerte y difícil en mi corazón. Hoy es un día de tragedia. Para mí tenemos que honrar eso y honrar a las víctimas de eso. A la misma vez, en el mismo día, es una celebración de 7 años de trabajo, un elenco de actores, los mejores del mundo en mi experiencia, y my creative partners. Sin ellos esto no existe, el show no existe, y mi familia. Traté de honrar a todo el mundo en este día tan raro. Gracias.
Great, thank you very much. Congratulations again.